know you can hear that rain in the background. It's storming over here. I just can't even keep a straight face right now for just the ending of that Money in the Bank match. Who's the replacement? Brock Lesnar's music just hit. I just gotta just say it, get to it. I'm not gonna talk about it till later. The last thing I'm gonna talk about for this video, okay? All right, let's get the kickoff. He just ruined it. He just killed it. He killed the whole vibe. He just killed the whole moment. He just ruined it. Who saw that coming though? But let's get it started. Welcome to my Money in the Bank recap and reactions. You guys can probably hear the rain in the background, but I'm gonna go ahead and just try to go through this as quick as possible. I just can't even. I don't even want to just talk about it because I feel like I was watching at first in the beginning. I feel like I was watching a regular TV show because some of the matches were really quick, and I gotta ask everyone out there, what was up with the refs tonight? Botches, all types of stuff. But the kickoff show was Daniel Bryan and Rowan defending their tag team champions. I thought they were defending their tag team championships in the beginning against the Usos. So I guess that's my bad. But the Usos ended up beating the Daniel Bryan and Rowan, so I guess they're probably going to have a chance since they're part of the wild card. This wild card rule is just, I don't know what to really think about it, but I guess a chance for any Raw superstar to go to SmackDown and any SmackDown superstar to head over to Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw tomorrow, basically, obviously. I'm curious of what's going to happen. And the cash in is probably going to be immediately tomorrow, I'm sure. But I'm not sure what other superstars are going to really appear on the show for this. Maybe the Usos are probably going to challenge Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan on Tuesday night SmackDown Live. I'm not sure what's going to really happen here. But what that was the only kickoff show kickoff match only. Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan. It's a tag team match. But they still have the titles, so I guess there's probably going to be some kind of title defense coming soon, I'm sure. Now that the Usos won and beat them. But what I liked is that the first match to kick off to the main show was the Women's Money in the Bank, featuring, we had Naomi and Nikki Cross, who replaced Alexa Bliss. I really thought she was going to win for sure and had a chance. Mandy Rose, Bayley, Carmella, and Ember and Dana Brooke. And basically what ended up happening is that Bayley was Miss Money in the Bank, so she ended up winning. And I predicted her she was probably going to be a choice to win now. And I heard some rumors about what's going on with Sasha Banks with the company, so I knew that she was probably going to get a push out of nowhere. But when I look at just what I mentioned from my recap, well, not my recap, but my predictions, when I look at these other superstars and the talent that was just included in this match, it's I would say just so much underrated talent. People who don't get a spotlight. Superstars that don't really get a chance to shine when they get on the show right off the bat. And superstars like Dana Brooke, for example, week after week, month after month, barely any sort of spotlight, an appearance on a TV show. She's always in like a promo or she's doing something backstage, and if she does have a match, she always ends up losing. And I think this was a golden opportunity for other divas. I don't want to say divas. See, that's because that's what they used to be. The women's division now, it just has evolved now. It's now the women's division. We have all these other superstars and talent from just new talent coming over from NXT onto the main show. They don't even get the spotlight now. And then Bayley, I don't have an issue with her winning this, but just like I really thought someone out of the ordinary would just end up winning. It's like Ember, for example. And I gotta just say, that eclipse off the ladder into the ring was just amazing. That was just the highlight for me for this match. Sonya Deville, I knew she was going to come out to try to help Mandy Rose win the title, win the contract, to try to retrieve the briefcase for the Money in the Bank contract. But at the same time, part of me thought that she was going to probably screw Mandy Rose over, throw her out of the ring, and start beating down on her. Because if you remember a few weeks ago from SmackDown, she cost Sonya her match. So I thought they would eventually have a fallout. I think they probably will eventually going forward, but they're the bestest of friends. But as just when you watch this show, you know that stuff is it's bound to come to the end. Just rivalries end up going at it. I don't know how what's gonna really happen to the rest of these other superstars. Will Nikki Cross ever get a chance again in the spotlight? And I almost forgot that she was on the show because she just was one of the people who came over from Raw to SmackDown. So I don't know what's really gonna happen with them. I knew Carmella wasn't gonna win for sure because she already had a chance. But let's get on to the next match. This was very short, just the same length of the WrestleMania match, or maybe maybe around the same length, or maybe a little bit shorter. But I'm not even gonna lie. I looked at my phone and then looked right back up to the screen as I listened and watched. The match was already over. Rey Mysterio was my pick anyway. I don't even care. He got the title, but Samoa Joe's shoulders weren't even all the way down. Both his shoulders weren't even down on the map. So that was the referee botch #1. But I'm not even gonna count him and just talk about it really. But it was just such a quick match. He got the U.S. title. Samoa Joe was super bloody after one little reversal from Rey Mysterio. I don't even know what happened. He was just busted open. But we have our new United States champion already. So that was quick. Now, the next match was The Miz and Shane McMahon in a steel cage match. And this was yet another match with referee issues where Miz probably had a chance to win. But I'm not going to really get into it. Shane McMahon ended up still escaping. He ended up finding a way to win. He escaped with this one. I had The Miz really getting this one. He almost had a chance to win, but he just slipped out of his shirt when he just was on the way out of the steel cage. He just was trying to grab him, keep him from trying to escape and get off. Just escape his grasp while they're at the top of the steel cage right off the bat, and Shane just slips out of his own little jersey shirt and just wins the match because his feet touches the ground right away. But I don't know if this rivalry will continue or not, because he just lost both times now where it mattered when he had a chance to get his revenge. So I don't know what's going to happen here with Miz. As good as he is. Tony Nese and Ariya Daivari, the Cruiserweight Championship match. Tony Nese retained, just like I knew it would. But most people weren't really into this match, and I personally like the Cruiserweight matches, the 205 Live matches they really put on the show every time. So I really think they deserve way more respect and than they deserve to get from the night. It wasn't that bad of a match, but most people just go quiet. The crowd's dead when they try to watch this Cruiserweight match or the 205 Live matches. When they have a lot of talent, they put on the best moves, and they really try their hardest. So Becky Lynch, Becky Two Belts, I should say, had her first match against Lacey Evans. Now, more referee issues. I don't know what the deal is with this. Well, basically from tonight. But I thought Lacey might have a chance, but I knew Becky Lynch was going to probably end up winning regardless and retaining. I knew she was probably going to lose one of these belts and was going to walk away with both championships tonight, or at least from this night in particular. So she ended up retaining against Lacey Evans, but immediately after she retained, Charlotte Flair stops Becky Two Belts in her tracks outside the ring and immediately challenges her. And that was the next match immediately after. Right after this, I didn't even know this was going to probably happen because she was vulnerable. So, of course, Charlotte was going to end up winning. And she ended up winning the championship, the Women's SmackDown Championship, from the assist of Lacey Evans with a women's right out of nowhere. And then Charlotte just kicks her in the face with a boot, and a huge boot to the face, and then bam, Charlotte is the new champion. Now she's a 9-time champion. But right off the bat, what happens? They start ganging up on Becky Lynch, Lacey Evans, and Charlotte. But guess who comes out? The Bayley, who's the winner of earlier from the Women's Money in the Bank match. She comes out to try to help Becky fight off Lacey and Charlotte, which she does eventually after recovery. And then she cashes in on who? She cashes in on Charlotte and takes the belt away from her. So now she's the champion. So Bayley's the new champion now. Now, I gotta just say, I'm sick of just Charlotte just always have her win. She's good. She's a really good competitor. But just stop giving her all these championships. Just giving these championship opportunities. But now, she got her night title. But now, it didn't even last that long. It wasn't even 5 minutes. I'll say that. But I'm cool with Bayley just being the champion because I'd rather have Bayley as a champion over Charlotte any day. Because Charlotte's already been a champion. We need some other people. I would love to see Ember Moon or someone else as a champion who hasn't even had a chance to hold the women's title after all this time. It would have been cool to really see them. See them come out as Miss Money in the Bank and then cash in. But I knew she was gonna probably cash in. And at first I thought she was gonna probably target Becky and she'll probably go back to Raw. Cause she could have picked, but then again she was out of the Superstar Shakeup, so she was part of SmackDown. So I guess she was supposed to. She had no choice but to target the SmackDown Women's Championship. So Becky is still the Raw Women's Champion, so she's gonna remain on Raw now, completely exclusively on Raw, unless they probably do the wild card thing and let her go over there on SmackDown still to challenge for her SmackDown title that she lost. They might end up doing that, but Bayley's now the SmackDown Women's Champion. So let's get on to the next match. So after all that, we got our new Women's Champion for SmackDown. Roman Reigns match versus Elias. Roman Reigns obviously won. I don't really have to get into it. One spear, and that was it, to Elias. But he tried to sneak up on him. He did a sneak attack in the beginning. We got to hear a little song. We got to walk with Elias for a little bit. And then Roman Reigns ends up coming out to get his revenge, to beat down on Elias, and then one spear once the match, as soon as the match starts, one spear, and that was it. Now this was the best match of the night. This was one of the best matches. See, it was our main event for the Money in the Bank for men's Money in the Bank. But I'm not to talk about that. So Seth Rollins and AJ Styles really tore the house down, just like I knew they would. And Seth Rollins, I thought he was gonna probably lose, but he just had the title. He didn't even. I didn't see him really losing right away. But I know he's gonna lose too now. Now that we got our main event out of the way. So Seth Rollins ended up retaining over AJ Styles. This was an amazing match. I think out of all the matches, this is the one that you'll probably end up enjoying the most, along with the men's Money in the Bank match, without the ending result, I'll say. So Seth Rollins is still our Universal Championship for now. His days are definitely numbered now, based on what they just did. Now, just like I always mention, it's always usually supposed to be a surprise match that they just a completely unannounced match that doesn't end up making the match card. This was what's supposed to be. We were supposed to have like a 6-man tag match featuring the Lucha Party of Kalisto and company, and then I don't know who else they were gonna possibly throw out there. But guess who came out there to destroy the Lucha Party? Lars Sullivan. They should give this guy a real challenge. I don't even know. I don't like him. Lars Sullivan. But when you go to watch this, he did a headbutt on Kalisto. I think it was Kalisto. So hard he split his own head, and he was just busted, just bleeding badly. But he just canceled out the whole 6-man tag match. Was he supposed to be in this match? I just don't even know. I guess Lars Sullivan just canceled out the 6-man tag match. He saved us. He spared us a match. But the 6-man tag match would have been probably even more enjoyable than watching some of these other matches from the show, from the match card. So we got from there, after all that transpired from Lars Sullivan, Kofi Kingston's match was next against Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship. So I knew Kofi Kingston was going to retain. This was a pretty good match too. Both the championship matches were really great. And then right after that, the men's Money in the Bank match featuring Baron Corbin, a former Golden Glove champion. I'm just not gonna get into that, but I don't see anything else. Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Finn Balor, Mustafa Ali, who I forgot to mention, that was also in this match. Andrade, and it was supposed to be Sami Zayn that was also supposed to be included in this match, but he got destroyed by who? I had no idea. I guess it was Brock Lesnar who destroyed Sami Zayn, because he was like hooked. He was all hanging. He was just hung. But at first I thought it was Braun Strowman, but Triple H ended up banning Braun Strowman from the match. He wasn't going to re-enter him into the Money in the Bank match, because he thought it was him, even after Braun Strowman said he wasn't responsible for his actions for what happened to Sami Zayn in the backstage, because we didn't get a chance to see him. They just cut to it, to the backstage, to see him all laid out and completely knocked out and sent to a local hospital. and all that. So that took him out of the match. But I thought we were gonna find out our 8th man for this match here for Money in the Bank at the beginning, but we didn't get him until at the end. It was Brock Lesnar. And now, what did he do to earn this? And who saw this? It's just who saw that someone like Brock Lesnar come out and just. This match was just amazing. I think the match, overall match, if you don't even have to worry about watching the end result of seeing who won the Money in the Bank. You already know Brock Lesnar won because he came out at the end. Ali was right there. He was right there by the contract, just about to get it. So it's just someone else that was well deserving. Just all these other superstars that were deserving. Andrade was doing good, and I gotta just mention Andrade doing that sunset flip off to Finn Balor to that ladder. Finn Balor bounced so high up into the air and hit the ground very hard, and he was taking so many L's in this match. It just made you just. I wouldn't even be surprised if Finn Balor is injured for real. It was just an ugly sight, and he wasn't even bleeding either. His back. It wasn't even just what Andrade did to him, but he took so many hits off the ladder. Ricochet was doing some cool stuff, but he got injured as well. I wouldn't even be surprised if we don't see some of these certain superstars for this week's schedule for this week's show, because they got to go right back to it tomorrow, especially the Raw superstars, because they're first up with a 3-hour show. How are they going to really get through that? Especially with what just happened in this Money in the Bank match. It was so much, it's just bodies everywhere. And I was just so scared for Finn Balor. He took so much, he took the most damage out of this. And then the other superstar besides him, Ricochet. He took some damage too, some serious damage. But everyone else didn't really take all that much, too much of any hits like that. Finn Balor took the most. The Intercontinental Champion. No wonder they say this match lasts. I could see why they did it. It was just that good. It wasn't even just good. It was great. But just the ending of Brock Lesnar coming out as the Mr. Beast in the Bank. How does that sound to you? And then you know he's going to cash in. He's coming right back out, and you already know what's going to happen. He's coming back to Seth Rollins for what he did to him at WrestleMania and having him slay the Beast, becoming the Beast Slayer from the show. And now he's going to just do the same thing. Now he's going to cash in. Now he's going to just bite his time, and he's going to come out there. He might even cash in tomorrow. Seth Rollins might be in the match schedule for tomorrow, and then Brock Lesnar might be the new Universal Champion by the end of tomorrow night's Monday Night Raw. And then, question is, we all must be wondering, is he gonna hold that title again hostage? The belt's gonna be hostage again. Why would you do that and give him the contract? It's just laughable now at this point, and just to see his reaction, he just was climbing up, smiling and laughing. Before he even get the contract, he was getting so many boos. I just can't even imagine. I would rather have one of the cruiserweights climb up that ladder and be a replacement. You want to know a replacement I would have loved to see? I would love to see Bray Wyatt, the Funhouse's own, who has a whole new good look and gimmick, which I thought was silly at first and stupid, but now it is. It's a great gimmick, and they played us. They played us as if his gimmick was going to be nothing but a Funhouse show, just off of Nick Jr. or Blues Clues or something like that. He could have been the next guest or the next host of Blues Clues, Blues Best Friend, or something like that. But now he's scary. He's scarier than the Undertaker, and he can take he can be the next Undertaker, just from his little gimmick. I would have loved to see him, and I heard some of the crowd saying Bray Wyatt, or I don't know who else they were cheering for, but I would rather have any other superstar. I'd say Jason Jordan come out as the 8th man. Just anybody from a show, and I'll say someone from the women's division come out there and take the Money in the Bank contract over Brock Lesnar. It could have just been anybody else. Now, just what I don't like is that with Brock Lesnar, they don't have him defend the title. So that's why I'm just scared that's what's going to happen. Unless they have Brock Lesnar win the contract and have him fail to win the championship. I would be satisfied with that. Don't let this guy get the championship again, and then you just take us all through that same nightmare of just having this guy hold the belt. He doesn't get his title matches or anything like that, and he doesn't even defend his title, and let alone show up on the show. And Paul Heyman's doing all the talking for him. As great as he is, I never get tired of hearing him on the microphone because it's always good. He cuts the promos good. Spoiler, or just all types of stuff when he comes out on the microphone, just talking for him, for his. I'm just an advocate. But I don't even. I'm not satisfied with that ending. I just think that was the worst ending that you could possibly come up with. Such a great match, just to be squandered and destroyed and spoiled by Brock Lesnar coming back. I knew he would come back eventually, but why tonight? Why out of all matches put him in the Money in the Bank match? And that's why they didn't put him in the match in the beginning, because they knew he wouldn't be able to go that long. He wouldn't have been able to handle those little things, and he would have just made the match even worse. Having a guy like Brock Lesnar just suplex everybody onto ladders, suplexing ladders at people, he could have been doing something like that. But that's why they had him come out at the end, so he didn't have to really perform. And he's just coming back out of nowhere. It's just, he's gonna get that championship. I think it ruined Money in the Bank. And all these other matches, just thinking about it, AJ and Seth Rollins, they took the mission. They stole Money in the Bank. That's the match of the night for me. And then, if I'm going second place, I'm gonna put the men's Money in the Bank match, but I'm not gonna give credit to the end result. Such an amazing match, so many cool stunts, and it just shocks you when you go to see this. You gotta see what they did to Finn Balor. I wonder if he's okay. Just to say it again. But let me know what you guys think. That was all our matches. But I already know Brock Lesnar's going to be a champion. And then we just going to go right back to the same thing. The belt's going to be hostage again.